Welcome everybody. Another cool, cold winter's evening here in South Africa and a nice sunny day for our American and Canadian friends. And then of course we do have Australian people who always listen to our recordings. Unfortunately, we can't juggle it at all ends of the earth and with all the time zones. But a warm, warm welcome to all of you again today. This is so important. We were talking last time about the online celebration that AIM had and how important it is to stay connected. Every year, more or less, this is still a time of the year where we've all been visiting, getting together in the June holidays in America and having fellowship and having AIM celebrations. And this is a time where people used to gather from all over the world, and some of us would stay afterwards just to meet and have fellowship and visit with each other. And sadly, that hasn't been possible for last year or for this year. But it's wonderful that we started the Chrysalis platform. So that's where you have joined us today. So welcome to the Chrysalis platform. Now, chrysalis represents and embodies the chrysalis, which is the beautiful, beautiful chrysalis of particularly, we like to think of the monarch butterfly, one of the most beautiful butterflies. And in this little pupa, you have the monarch butterfly that develops and breaks through and transforms to a whole new world that is out there. And that's why we've called it Chrysalis. And we actually called this platform Chrysalis even before we were aware of all the lockdowns that were lying ahead round the corner. And so many of us find ourselves in this Chrysalis, a place of where you can feel trapped. You can feel there's doom, there's gloom, there's darkness, and yet out of that can come transformation. And so Chrysalis was started, it was really birthed because I had this vision to bring together all AIM members from all around the world, whether you're the same upline, sideline, downline, whether you have the same sponsor or not, we're all part of the AIM family. And I know some of you are new today and you've been invited by an AIM member. Well, welcome. And you will just see that, that it's like-minded people who have joined together within the AIM companies. Our culture is so warm and embracing, and it's one of servanthood and one of nourishing our bodies and looking after our families the best we can. Because at the end of the day, two things I always like to say. Your first wealth is your health, first of all. And secondly, there's nothing more rewarding than if you know that you're touching somebody's life, that you're making a difference, that you're improving their quality of life. Because if we don't have our health, it's such an obstruction to everything that we want to achieve and the way we live our lives on this earth. So AIM has been going for 39 years. And the AIM product that AIM started with 39 years ago was called Barley Green at that time, but then the name changed to BarleyLife. That was the pioneer product, and that was the very first product that AIM started with. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking forward by going back. We're going to look at the future by going back to the past and where it all started. I always like to say, you know, we know the saying so well. Well, have a look at the fruit. If you look at the fruit, you'll really know what's going on. But sometimes the fruit can be deceptive. And more importantly, it can be to look at the root. So to look beyond the fruit at the root. And today we're going to start about the roots of where and how AIM started and what BarleyLife is all about. But before we do, let me just quickly finish off with sharing with you a little bit then about our Chrysalis website and Chrysalis platform that you're watching Zoom on today. So Chrysalis is a non-profit group. It's a platform where you can join. If you want to join, it would be great to support this platform. It's a once-off payment. And it goes towards keeping the platform updated and keeping it going. And we've got wonderful members from around the world that have joined Chrysalis, there's a lot of information on Chrysalis. In fact, AIM's resident biologist and product control quality manager, Phil Germain, we do a few interviews with him on our Chrysalis website about the different products, and how much better to hear it from the man himself, who is busy always scientifically developing and checking the quality control and developing new products for the AIM companies. So I want to introduce to you then, and so we're very grateful to have this platform now, because while we can't physically be connected, it's so important to continue to network and stay connected and to build relationship. And one of the ladies that I want to introduce you to now, I'm very privileged to have her living in the same town as we do, in the same city of Pretoria, and I've managed to build a wonderful relationship with Ilse. So Mana is her upline, and Mana is somebody that I've journeyed with for almost 10 years now. And Mana came to me to see me about her passion, and her interest was in looking after her family. She has a son and a daughter, and she introduced me to Ilse. And Ilse can tell you a little bit more about herself, but Ilse hasn't even been with AIM for a very long time. But what I really see, the character traits I see in Ilse, first of all, always is passion, her absolute passion for the people, for the company, for the products, for health, for nutrition, and for serving the community, and also for looking after her team so nicely and raising up new leaders. But Ilse has got an absolute consistency. If we have a look at what Keith Abrahams was sharing, and we did talk a little bit about him and how he was on was the guest speaker with AIM's online virtual celebration. One of the key things that come up every time is consistency. Because, you know, sometimes we get all excited about something and then we forget about it. Or we have all these good intentions and then we don't put them into practice. Or we can say, oh, that is so good, that is so interesting, I must look into that further. And we never do. And what I really like about Ilse is her consistency. Day in, day out, you can know that she has got a plan, she's got a diary, she's working it diligently. And her passion was to start taking an interest more in BarleyLife. And so I'm going to just quickly have a look that I'm going to be able to share my screen with her. And so I want to welcome you, Ilse, and I'm going to ask you if you would introduce yourself to us. Ilse is a director, and maybe you can just tell us a little bit more about yourself before you share your passion of BarleyLife with us.
Thank you, Joan, and hello, everyone. So nice to be with you in the comfort of our own warm home with, and it is winter, like Joan is saying, it's cold, so we've got warmer days because it's August, but yeah, today is again a colder day, but heartily welcome to you all, and so nice to spend time with you. So yes, in 2015, most of you know this already, but for you who don't know, my husband was diagnosed with cancer, and we really had to change our lives. And Barley and Flora Food was the first two products that I started to use because Pierre's body was very acidic, and we really had to work hard to get his body alkaline and to feed his body on cellular level. And the BarleyLife was just an amazing product. So we're using it now since 2015, and I don't think I will ever stop. So yes, with that came the, I always had the passion for barley, and I just wanted to know more about barley. So I started reading books that Joan handed down to me, and I'm very thankful for that. So the first one is The Spiritual Roots of Barley by Dr. Mary Ruth Swope, that I spent some time in, and then also The Green Barley Essence, and that was by Dr. Yoshihide Hagiwara. He wrote this book, very interesting. And then there was also one, Surviving the 20th Century Diet, and that was also Dr. Mary Ruth Swope. that wrote this book. And then one that I enjoyed a lot because I could use it in my business, apply it in my business, and also learned a lot about the barley, was the one that Caroline King wrote, Turning Green into Gold. And this is about what barley does to your body, turning green into gold. So yes, I'm going to share tonight with you, and I'm going to share in a sense of, in a matter that I hope you understand, and it will make you passionate about the barley, and that you will be also passionate to share it with others. So yes, here we go.
Onsigbaar, want jy gaan jy die skape volg. Kom ons bid by die klas.
Maar nou hoor jy weer niks.
Everyone, I muted myself.
Was it us?
Share again. There's just someone's microphone that's on. There we are. Okay, let's start. The aim of an alkaline diet. Today, I'm going to talk about BarleyLife in layman's terms. Sometimes we focus so much on detail and in-depth research, we forget to go back to the basics. The aim of an alkaline diet is not to make your body more alkaline. It is simply to give your body the food it needs to maintain its natural pH balance. This is how wonderful God created our bodies. He created it alkaline, but free radicals, acidic food, stress, medicine, and the list just goes on, makes your body acidic. So the ABC of BarleyLife, and let's start with A. A stands for alkaline, absorption, amino acids, and antioxidants. So the pH of your blood is supposed to be between 7.35 and 7.45. And the body works very hard to keep it at that level. If your body doesn't get it through food, he will draw it from your organs. So why do you think people tend to get more sick in winter times? They crave comfy, warm food. So it's delicious for the moment, but that's where it stops. There is no nutritional benefit for your body. BarleyLife gives your body what it needs on cellular level, and it gets absorbed within 10 minutes into your bloodstream. Sorry, my screen is just... Okay, there we are. A also stands for amino acids. Now, unlike non-essential amino acids, essential amino acids can't be made by your body and must be obtained through your diet. BarleyLife contains these essential amino acids listed below and more. And one that I want to mention is arginine. It helps to heal wounds, burns, and injuries. And everyone, if I sound like Greek when I pronounce some of the words, I will speak to you afterwards and just give the right pronunciation, because sometimes I really struggle with these words, but yes, you will understand that. A also stands for antioxidants, SOT, superoxide dismutase. One of the buzzwords we hear these days. So think of a fire. You need firefighters to extinguish the fire called first free radicals that wants to come and damage your cells. Organ or tissue damage occurs when the production of free radicals exceeds that of the scavenger enzymes. Salt and its cousins roam the system like patrolling firefighters, putting out free radicals which would otherwise burn or damage unprotected molecules, cells, and tissues. One of these free radicals is called the superoxide anion, I think is the pronunciation. This radical has been shown to have a very strong oxidizing power, capable of exerting inflammation and even decompose cells. SOT catalyzed a dismutation reaction that converts it into hydrogen peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is widely regarded as a cytotoxic agent whose levels must be minimized by the action of antioxidant defense enzymes. Now, hydrogen peroxide is produced primarily in 3 places. And here you can read between the lines: the lungs, gut, and the thyroid gland. Our bodies cannot produce SOT. We need to get it from plants that contains the SOT to fight against the superoxide. So if your cells are protected, your organs will stay healthy and will not age prematurely. So BarleyLife serves as your anti-aging as well. Your skin is your biggest organ. Remember that. On that note, I want to share, BarleyLife serves your body from the inside and from the outside. Let me explain. You drink the barley and your skin benefits from it, and then you can apply the barley also as a powerful mask. This mask is so powerful that salons in South Africa use it, and they use the whole garden trio. So just give it a try. You can also apply it under your arm for detoxification. Armpit detoxification can help the body rid itself of toxins that have built up on the skin. It may also help to reduce the capacity of sweat glands and the amount of odor they produce. Sorry, it is hanging again. Sorry for that. Let's just see. There we are. Okay. B stands for bus. Think of a bus. Your minerals is the bus, and it needs to transport all the vitamins and amino acids to the cells. So why does so many people have a mineral deficiency? And I'm not only talking about calcium. I am referring to all the minerals you need, especially for healthy bones. Potassium, magnesium, manganese, silica, iron, zinc, selenium, and boron. So in the late 1800s, the first fridge came out and people didn't need to preserve their food with sea salt anymore. And people changed to table salt as well. And that does not contain the minerals your body needs. People also withhold from any salt because they think it gives you high blood pressure. God gave us the salt in the sea for a reason. Our BarleyLife contains all those precious minerals our body needs so desperately. B also stands for blood, chlorophyll. Let's look deeply into the incredible engineering inherent in the creation. The chlorophyll in the grass is the blood of the plant. It is made from the soil, air, water, and the sun. Chlorophyll is the plant's source of life, and without it, no plant survives. You can witness for yourself that without sunlight, air, and water, the leaves of all the plants turn yellow, then brown, then they die. Now consider this carefully. It is the blood of the plant that gives life to the creature that feed on it. And it is the light of the sun, sunlight, that is required to make chlorophyll. So just as the blood of the plant, chlorophyll, is its life, the blood of man is also his life. The molecular structure of the blood of the plant is almost identical to the molecular structure of man's blood. But when man eats the green plant of the blood molecule of the plant can become the blood molecule of man by a process called porphyrin biosynthesis. God in his marvelous wisdom provided perfectly for self-repairing, self-rejuvenating, and self-energizing of the physical man through the blood of the plant. Chlorophyll is very important for our bodies, and the AIM companies take a lot of care to make sure that they harvest the barley when it's at its peak with chlorophyll. Let's just go, sorry guys, it's just getting stuck again. Oh, technology, when we need it. Let's just go there. There we are. Okay, we can continue. The AIM companies always strive to give us the best and to improve on that continually. In the beginning, barley contained 19 milligrams of chlorophyll per serving, and that is 4 grams per serving. It's a heaped teaspoon. And with dedication and improvement, we now get 22 milligrams per serving in our BarleyLife. Years of research and dedication to increase the levels. It does not sound like much, but believe me, it is. This is the commitment of the AIM companies to improve constantly on the product and just to give us the best. Joan, did you wanted to say something on this?
You know, I just, what you've said here now just reminds me of Kaizen. Dennis Atami, one of the co-owners of the AIM companies, he liked this word to represent the AIM companies always striving. That's what it means. It means constant improvement. And that was a word that he used at one of our celebrations to just say how that is what AIM is doing, constantly improving on the way that they actually process, manufacture, and harvest the BarleyLife.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue. C stands for complete and cleanses. BarleyLife is a complete whole food supplement working synergistically like an orchestra in your body. If one instrument is out of tune, it wreaks havoc. BarleyLife contains all your vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and K. And your white blood cells that fight off infections are very dependent on vitamin C and also help your body to build a strong immune system. BarleyLife cleanses and detoxify your body from toxins like heavy metals and also protects your body against radiation. That's why when people start using BarleyLife, they can experience a detoxifying effect, like a headache, for instance. Now let's look at BarleyLife or barley powders versus BarleyLife juice extract. The regular powder, the leaves are dried and grounded into a powder to drink. It's also more inexpensive and they use adult plants. Not many of the phytonutrients, compounds and enzymes commonly found in the juvenile plant are longer active. Our bodies are not able to digest the cellular walls of the plant to take up the nutrients. So we don't have the stomach acid to digest the barley, malt, grass. You will also note that the color is more dull. What makes BarleyLife so unique? The leaf of the barley plant, I just want to see, I think, yes. The leaf of the barley plant gets harvested when it's still at a very plant gets harvested when it's still at a very young age. It gets processed quickly, breaking down the cell walls and opening up the cell wall so that all the nutrients can be released. The juice gets concentrated and spray dried into a powder. That creates a more absorbable, bioavailable product packed with all the nutrients that can be absorbed into our bloodstream within 10 minutes and penetrate on cellular level. Just look at the bright green color, and that says it all. BarleyLife is also very high in chlorophyll. Now the process. It's important that BarleyLife is grown outside in Mother Nature and not in greenhouses. This is beneficial for the farmer, but not for the plant and for us as the consumer. The plant needs to be exposed to different weather conditions like extreme moisture or dryness to produce antioxidants to protect itself. By doing this, the level of nutrients are increased in the leaf. The soil that it's planted in is extremely important. AIM does not use any herbicides, pesticides, chemical fertilizers, processing chemicals, and no preservatives. So AIM use a nutrient soil, and the plant is planted very close to each other so that there is no space for competing plants. AIM also harvests in the evening when the plant produces more sugars and nutrients are to protect the plant against freezing. By harvesting in the evening, they preserve the nutrients, and the facility where they do it is very close, so the transport time is short. Spray drying is at a very low temperature so that we get as many live enzymes and vitamins as possible. BarleyLife is also harvested only from one seeding and no double dipping, as some competitors do. And lastly, barley is gluten-free because it's only the juice that is extracted. And one interesting fact, when you mix your barley in water and you shake it up and you pour it in your glass, you will see it makes foam. And the more foam it makes, the fresher the product. And it will also taste better and more creamy. So don't waste it. It contains powerful proteins. The AIM companies aim to constantly improve and guarantee a high quality product. When the AIM companies started, BarleyLife's production was higher. And the reason being is the fields were smaller and hand labor intensive, which means that the harvesting process took longer, just to mention a few. That is why BarleyLife cost more in 1983 than now. Can you believe it? So in closure, BarleyLife forms a vital part in assisting a healthy body, helping to keep it alkaline and nourishing your body with all the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids synergistically on cellular level. Taking it in isolation can be costly because you don't know if it is absorbed in your body or just expensive urine. Something to leave you with. In the early 1980s, an interview was held with Dr. Yoshihide Hagiwara. They wanted to know, with all the nutrients that the barley plant powder contains, what was the secret or mystery in the barley plant powder? His answer was, I have no idea. And after a pause, he explained his answer, that at this point in time, we know the powerful enzyme that the barley plant contains, but it would take lifetimes of research to discover or understand the mysteries in the barley plant and that is why we hear so many amazing testimonies. So I hope you enjoyed that. And that is from me. What I picked up and found out about the barley. And yes, I won't stop doing research on barley. I won't stop taking my barley, and I won't stop being excited about my barley. So thank you so much, Joan.
Thank you so much, Ilse. I'm going to ask you a few questions and we're going to chat a little bit more, Ilse. But before we do, I just want to mention that I'm very proud of Ilse because I know all of you, many of you who are listening in, if you haven't done a live Zoom presentation, it's not necessarily something that's easy to do or that you don't get nervous about, because especially if you consider that Ilse is sharing in what is not her home language. So hence sometimes not easy to always pronounce something, but sometimes Ilse, even if we pronounce it correctly, in America, they have such different ways of pronunciation again. I remember, and Charlotte will recall this, when we were at an Amish conference, and Michelle, you were also there. Lorraine, I think you were too. And we were chatting with somebody and they took their, now listen to this, they took their serviette and they wrote on it all the words I was pronouncing incorrectly. And it was interesting to note, and this is funny, that they don't call it a serviette anyway, they call it a napkin. So I said to them, yes, but a napkin is something that you put on a baby. So, and then of course they say tomato, we say tomato. One day I was talking about people who take a lot of pills, and they thought I'm talking about the pills you wear around your neck because they call it a pill. It's a pill. So there's many different ways of pronunciations, but Ilse, your home language is Afrikaans, and you just dived in at the deep end and shared this with us. So thank you for being bold, for being brave. And then I just want to ask you again, you've got 2 adult children. Your one daughter still resides in Pretoria, but your son is living and teaching in China right now. And you did mention that your husband has had a history of cancer. So, and I know that you look after all the stray cats, and I know you've got dogs. So just tell us quickly, your husband's been very diligent in you mixing all the products for him, and I know everybody in your household gets them. Do you want to just take us through a day in your family's life of what products you whip up and who gets what?
Oh my word. Do you have time? Okay. Yes, my husband is very diligently, if I say the word correct, in taking his products, because I think going through so many chemo sessions and feeling like he felt afterwards, able to work, not able to go on, able to, if you see him now, you will never say that he was ever sick. So what we started doing in 2015, and I did share, but we started to become, what is the word, Joan? You fall back into your old ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you fall back into your old ways. And then when he was diagnosed again, we said, you know what, this is our lifestyle. So this is what we're going to do. So our day starts with the Flora Food and the Garden Trio. And my husband loves the cocoa leaf. So he just not only getting the Garden Trio, he gets the cocoa leaf as well. So that is how our days start. And then we don't do breakfast. Is breakfast the same that you call it in America, breakfast? So he gets a smoothie that consists of fit and fiber, pro peas, again, cocoa leaf. Can you imagine? He is blessed. Again, cocoa leaf. And then I put in some water and fresh fruits. And that is our breakfast. And then as the day goes along, he actually takes all the barley, all the AIM products. So I'm just not going to mention it. And then, yes, that is how our day goes, and especially our prep times with our meals as well. But I have 4 dogs and 7 cats. and 3 of them, I'm actually lying, there's more of them. All the dogs get Flora Food, BarleyLife, and a mega on their food in the morning. And then the cats is a little bit more difficult. We give it in with a syringe, but 2 of my cats, they have organ problems. And since I've given the Barley and the Flora Food to them, I must say, Pia also says, they look like, I think they look totally different. You can see they're not suffering anymore. So yes, so that is how our day go. And then also I use the AIM products also in some of the foods that I make. I make treats for myself because I've got a terrible sweet tooth, and I use the Pro Peas and the cocoa leaf. I use also in a very healthy bar that I make. So yeah, and then in the summer, especially in the summer, we use extra ready beets and also peak endurance.
So yes, the ready beets and the peak endurance together give you that nitric oxide, which is so beneficial. But so, and Ilse, I know you have your own little vegetable garden, and we're going to be talking next week, by the way, on an alkaline diet. So Karen has done a lot of research for us on an alkaline diet and gone into a lot of research, what is behind the minerals and what is behind the alkalinity and why it's so important. So we're going to carry on with that next week. And I want to wrap up as well just now with a bit more information on BarleyLife. But before I do that, Ilse, I think you're sitting in a little corner of your house and you've actually made your study. So I know when we come into your home, you're very, very organized. You have your little study where you have all your products and your books and your files and everything that you've been reading and researching, and tell us a little bit about you. Merlene has just recently become a director with you, and I know Sandy's a director under you. Tell us a little bit about, are you structured in your day? Is it every day that you would go and reach out to your downline? In fact, we had some of your downline speak very recently, Merlene and some of her team, and everybody really enjoyed it. If you can remember Merlene, she was the lady who was the police lady who actually shared an amazing story. And then there is another lady who's also shared in her journey towards health in your team and how much she's lost weight just by eating more alkaline foods and taking barley. So we're going to get her on again soon too. But tell us what amount of time are you investing in your people, and how are you organizing your day as it relates to AIM, in your AIM business?
Joan, I try to be structured. I'm not a very structured person, but I realize that I have to have a rhythm. And I think my passion is flaming my rhythm. It helps me with that. And because I have a passion for people, I like to build relationships. And that's why the AIM complement what I do. It complements it for me. So I normally make sure that I write down names and people that I want to come in contact with on a daily basis. It can be already people that I signed up, or it can be new people that I just want to come in contact with and building a relationship with. And I think where the passion for me is, I just want to share. If I see what it means for my family, and I'm not only talking about Pia, I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about my daughter, her skin, I'm talking about my dogs and my cats, everyone. I just want to share. So I make time daily to speak to people, to share with people, and also to journey with people. That means I just don't leave them there. So I am constantly on a weekly basis in contact with them to make sure they enjoy the product. If they don't, because yes, I must say some people struggle to get used to the barley. And I can just remember Pierre closing his nose just to get the barley in. And just to give them ideas and just to help them to be passionate and love the product just as much as I do, and also to experience the benefit. So yes, like I said, I'm not very structured, but I make sure that I am in contact on a daily basis with people.
Thank you. So that's what I love about you, Ilse. It doesn't come naturally to you to be structured and organized, but if you look at your life, that's what I see. I see structure and order. And so, which just confirms that you're somebody who really will go out of your way to work on being consistent and on reaching out to others. And I know one of the wonderful things about AIM is the friends we make, and even though we're building a team of people, we're building relationship too. And I just think of Michelle, our upline, our very, very, very upline, and it was her mom who was a real mentor to me, Janet Pauly, and I loved Janet dearly. She taught me so much about what I know about women's hormones. But Janet and Ilse have connected as well. And even though you've never met each other, it's been wonderful that we were able to connect the two of you, where you shared common ground as well. So Ilse, thank you. Thank you for sharing your passion with us. Thank you for Celia is saying, being bold, brave, and brilliant. And thank for all the B's for Barley. There you go. Bold, brave, and brilliant. So Celia, we need to see you coming on as well soon, because everybody has got a wonderful story to share. Ilse, I'm going to ask you to wrap up just now, but I just want to say something about BarleyLife too, while I can. So Ilse referred to Dr. Yoshihide Hagawara, and he had a huge pharmaceutical company, factory, warehouse in the Eastern Hemisphere. And it was even during the Second World War that he took very, very ill. And then he sold everything and he turned his attention onto studying plants. And I know he studied over 400 varieties of plants. He found that the green leaf of barley, the green leaf of barley. And I like his book that Ilse was reading there called Barley Essence, the essence of the green leaf of barley. He found to be one of the most concentrated, most nutritious plants for man on this earth. And I had just joined AIM, and I speak under correction, was it 1997? It was 1998 that I had the privilege of meeting him at an AIM conference in Australia. So he was already then becoming quite an elderly man, but we met him at the AIM conference, and a humble man who'd done so much research on how the green leaf of barley had totally changed his life. And then, of course, when the green leaf of barley that he'd done so much research on was introduced to Dennis Itami. And Dennis Itami is one of the co-owners of the AIM company, together with Ron Wright. But Dennis was a farmer. And how wonderful is it that we have got a hands-on co-owner of the company who has been involved in farming, who knows the land, the soil. And so it comes from choosing the seed, from preparing the soil, from the planting, from the nourishing, from the feeding, to the harvesting, and where it's harvested at night on the land, so that it comes to you, delivered to your doorstep, and you can open up the green leaf of barley in your kitchen cupboard. What a privilege to be able to say, everything, have you thought of the work that goes into delivering this green plant to you at your doorstep? What a privilege we have of being able to partake in this amazing product. And I, of course, am so passionate about it because it's the first product that I took as well. And then other products came along too. But I want to quickly just, in closing, share 1 or 2 points with you that really makes BarleyLife unique, and unique even to other green plants and other green barley that is out there. Like Ilse mentioned, the BarleyLife is not just mulled grass. So you can get a lot of other barley grasses and they're a darker color. But AIM is not just mulled grass. It's actually the juice of the plant that's extracted. That's why we can say that BarleyLife is gluten-free. It's not the grass that's been mulled. It's the juice that's been extracted. And what is that juice? What is that juice which Ilse spoke about, this green color? It's chlorophyll. Now, we all know that life is in the blood. And it's our human blood which nourishes our body and carries the nutrients to all the different cells to nourish the organs at cellular level in our body. And the pH of our blood is alkaline. And so the pH of the blood of the plant is alkaline, the same alkalinity as our human blood. So what better nourisher, deodorizer, cleanser, rejuvenator can you get for your own human blood than the green leaf of barley? And because there've been almost 39 or almost 40 years of research going into this product, AIM is at the peak. AIM is in the forefront of research of how we harvest this green leaf of barley. I don't think it will take more than 40 years for anybody else to catch up with the experience and the hands-on that we have within the AIM companies of the green leaf of barley. Now I want you to picture something as well. Can you picture if you have a favorite band or you have a favorite orchestra that you want to go and listen to? And you go and you pay money to go and listen to them. And then one instrument is out of tune. Or you go and listen to your favorite singer. It's an opera singer. And there's one, and they're off out of tune. Everything falls flat. So God knows how he created our bodies and all the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, they need to work together synergistically, harmoniously to bring the good nutrition to nourish our bodies at cellular level. And that is why, always remember this when you're sharing the green leaf of barley. Man cannot improve on God's design and God's creation. You see, you can take your vitamin C, or you can take your vitamin B1, or you can take an amino acid, and you can isolate it out of its natural state. And then you can heat it and process and treat it. Then you can put it in a capsule or a pill or a powder form. Nobody, nothing can replace BarleyLife, because it contains the way it was put together in the plant, your vitamins, your minerals, like Ilse shared, it has all your essential amino acids in, and it's bursting with living antioxidants. So that's what Ilse spoke about, superoxide dismutase, one of the most potent antioxidants that you need for when oxidation takes place in your body. Superoxide dismutase. BarleyLife is very high in your superoxide dismutase. Now, where else did you think that you can give a product to a newborn baby right through into old age? Everything put together to work together harmoniously. Let me give you another example here. So many women are on calcium supplements. Oh, I've got to look after mine. And we do have a calcium supplement, by the way, but so many people are on calcium supplements. And what's nice about our Calci-Aim, which is also an alkaline product, we're talking about alkalinity, the Garden Trio Calci-Aim, very alkaline in our bodies, because alkalinity helps to fight off inflammation. And nearly all disease starts with acid and inflammation. And so here we have something with all your vitamins, your minerals, your antioxidants. It's alkaline, it's anti-inflammatory. It gets into your bloodstream so easily and quickly, like Ilse said. and nourishes you. And we can even give it. That's how safe it is to a newborn baby. And then, in closing, you are made up of living cells. You want to feel more alive? Also, like Ilse said, then you need to eat raw, live food. Because you see, raw food has got living enzymes in it. That's why go take another barley product and pour it into boiling water, and you will see that it just mixes in very nicely, becomes like a dirty green color. But take our BarleyLife and just drop it into some boiling water, and it will coagulate and get lumpy. And that's because it hasn't been exposed to high temperatures. When you expose a product to high temperatures, you destroy all the living enzymes in it. So one of the best ways, and like Ilse said, your cat, your dog, your horse, your cow, your bird, we can all have an amazing BarleyLife testimony to nourish our body on the inside, to make a paste and to put it on the outside, and that inner glow can come from within on into the outside because of the amazing product that we have in BarleyLife. Nothing replaces your BarleyLife. Highly, highly, highly alkaline. And that's what you want to do, because you see, and we'll talk about this next week, all your animal products, your dairy products, your processed, refined, colored, preserved, denatured foods, all those gas cold drinks that we drink, those sodas, full of acid, makes our body acid. Here we have something that can nourish us and help towards keeping our systems more alkaline. So go back to basics. Go back to the very beginning. Go back to a good solid foundation. Let your roots go in deep into the soil and enjoy the nourishment of what BarleyLife has to offer. Nothing compares. Now, more than ever, you want to build your immune systems, cleanse your digestive systems, bring about a balance and harmony in your body. The good nutrition of BarleyLife. So I want to thank you, Ilse. I think you're a wonderful role model in showing others how they can do some more research, find out some more. And that's what I love. You went and you did your own research, and you have your own testimonies to share as what you've done in your home has just spilled out. It's like a ripple effect that has rippled out to all those around you. And I know all of those of us that are connected with you on a more regular basis really appreciate just the wonderful example and testimony that you have to share with all of us. I'm going to hand over to you. Let you have the last word.
Thank you, Joan. I think I've said enough, but yes, I want to leave you with this. If I can inspire you, and I hope I inspired you tonight, is to drink your barley, to love your barley, and then to share your barley. So thank you.
I like that. Thank you. Drink your barley.
Love your barley, share your barley.
All right. I think what I will do is I'm going to just give an opportunity. If anybody would like to say hi, then I'm going to give you a minute. If you would like to say hi to Ilse or say hi before we close.
Hi, Joan, and hi, Ilse. Thank you so much. This was very encouraging. I got on the phone when you started, and I invited a young woman from New York. She's on with me. Her name is Thelma Lee, and I brought her along so she could hear this presentation, and she sent me back a note. It was like a wow moment for her because this is all so brand new. So thank you so very much, Joan. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. And Tombe says as well, she's been very inspired. So thank you so much to all of you for joining us again today. And we look forward to chatting again and visiting with all of you again next week. So have a good week, everybody, and God bless.